New single out right now. It's called Slow Clap.
So catchy. It is so catchy.
So good to hear that voice back again. First time on the Fitzy&Wippa show, Gwen Stefani.
Welcome, Gwen!
Wow, Australia, finally. I love you guys so much. I have so many good memories of being on tour there, and I miss it so bad.
Well, do you know what, Gwen? We were only talking about this. I went to this show in the mid-90s, 1996, the first time that No Doubt came to Australia. You played at Selena's at the Coogee Bay Hotel.
Oh my gosh, you have a way better memory than me. My memories just go back to because I just had Kingston, and that was like the world tour that I went on, the Sweet Escape tour, and I just remember because I was nursing him still, and I remember like I would in Australia we had like multiple dates, and I just remember it so much because I remember him, so it's such a great memory for me.
I love that.
Amazing memory.
You know what? We've been excited about the new music too. And to think that you wrote a lot of new music while you're in lockdown with your family, I had to ask, is there one family member that you listen to more than the others when you play them some of your new music? Who's the one you go to?
You know what? I mean, I guess he's a family member. Blake would probably be the one. He's a musical jukebox. Like he's like such a good sounding board because he's been on The Voice for 20 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
So the amount of music and songs that he's like picked and listened to, and like he's had 27 number one radio hits. So it's kind of like he has a really good ear. But the other ones, it's interesting because with kids, I don't know if any of you guys have kids. I'm sure a lot of people out there.
Yeah, we do.
They don't care what you do. They just want you to care about what they do. And that's my job, is to care about what they do. So it's weird because you kind of do feel like you want to impress them, especially because Kingston's like a teenager. So you're like, is this cool? But they, they don't care, and they shouldn't. And I shouldn't try to make them.
Exactly.
Speaking of Blake, though, you guys are nominated for a Country Music Award for a song you did together. That's right.
Yes, it's so crazy. I was, thinking so much about not doing new music. I didn't think I was going to do new music. And then he invited me on his 2 songs and in a row, which was so incredible. Never in my wildest dreams would I imagine that I would be on country radio.
Yeah.
But it's like interesting because the whole genre was a genre that I never really listened to much. Like I basically listened to like folk and bluegrass growing up because my parents were into that, but not country. And so as a songwriter, I just learned a lot by knowing Blake and him introducing to me a lot of that. Songwriting is just so masterful and so thought out and such storytelling in a way that's very relatable to, my journey as a songwriter. So to be part of that was incredible and inspiring me. I think being in lockdown for 100 days in Oklahoma,
Massive.
Like doing homeschool, teaching, trying to do it was enough already. Like I want to do some new music. Like I think it was quite fuel for like my fire to do new music. And so the fact that I actually did it is a miracle. I was literally doing most songs on Zoom while the kids were in school. And there's a couple times where I think reintroduce myself. I wrote in my bed with Apollo next to me on a Zoom.
Can I ask, Gwen, too, when you talk about the homeschooling, because I've got kids, 6 and 5 are the 2 eldest, but, I have to sit down and do readers now, and there's pressure on me to know what I'm talking about. When you've got a teenager, can you keep up with what they're learning?
Absolutely not. I sucked at school.
I was hopeless at school.
I always make the joke that I was the worst speller. I'm dyslexic.
Yeah, that's me.
I taught the world how to spell bananas. That is God's trick on everything.
You turned it into a song. Do you know what? Whipper's having a problem at the moment, Gwen. I don't know if you can help him out here. He was the coolest dad at school, but unfortunately another dad rocked up to the school the other day with the DeLorean, the car out of Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And all the kids went down to see this car, and now he is not the coolest dad in the school. When your kids were in lockdown, were you in the background? Were you performing for the kids? What have you had to do for your local school to help them out?
Well, that's funny you say that. We just had our school gala the other day, you know, where they're trying to like get you to donate. And it was just so, it was so weird because it's like you're like a voyeuristic person, like looking at all these people look miserable on their couches trying to like, they're like, where am I going to find this money to like donate right now? I don't have a job. Like it was miserable. But also I remember back early in the lockdown, we were in Oklahoma and Apollo made Blake get his guitar and sing a song for his like class, like on Zoom. And but it was so cute and like it was really cute. But
see, that's the coolest parent. You're the coolest parent in the world if you're doing that. So we broke the Hot Wheels for the longest track, the world record for the longest track, and I thought that's what gave me the coolest parent until the DeLorean arrived.
Wow, I love those Hot Wheel tracks. We could play with those forever.
Oh, I've got Gwen on my side. That's good news.
Gwen, you've worked with songwriter and producer Ross Golan. You've also worked with Pharrell Williams now. Is this leading into it? You've got a new album, Gwen, or are you just bringing out singles, or what's happening? Well,
luckily, I did get to put out a couple singles without putting an album out. We never used to do that before, so that's been super fun. But I think I know I have about 25 songs. I could easily put a record out now, but I just want to write a little bit more. I think there's something really cool about putting music out and then going in with a new person and being like, all right, let's go. You know what I mean? It's very inspiring, and I never really got to do that before. So I'm still writing. I just wrote a song with Ryan Tedder the other day. I love him so much. He actually wrote a song of mine called "Baby Don't Lie" back in the day.
Yeah.
And so I just love the process of songwriting. I love that every time I write a new song for this record, it just changes what the whole record is. And so when I finally figure out, okay, I'm ready, like I'm just gonna lock it down and put it out. You know, it's just so fun to put out singles before. I've never done that before.
Yeah, it's exciting.
This is a new world, guys.
We love it.
We love it, Gwen Stefani. And we love you, Gwen. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Slow Clap is out right now. Enjoy your day, Gwen. And I know it seems like so far away, but obviously we would love to get you back in Australia touring and singing for us again at some stage.
Please let me come back. I would love that. Thank you so much, you guys.
See you, Gwen.
Thanks, Gwen.
Bye-bye.
Fitzy and Wippa.